Excellent.
All right, so here at Colorado Renaissance Festival
Greetings.
with Sir William,
The Lord of Whitehall, the King's champion.
the King's champion as also with 30 years of experience behind the lance.
Yes, this indeed is my 33rd year to joust. I did my very first joust on this field in 1990.
All right,
I'm old.
You're old in experience, young at heart.
There you go, exactly.
So my question is, for someone who gets on the horse day after day, whether for practice or for the event itself,
Right.
what keeps you getting on each time?
As corny as it sounds, it really is the interaction with the audience and getting to entertain the children and the people out here. That really is what gets me on the horse every time. I love it. I love being out here. I love performing. I love riding with horses, fighting with my friends. It's a lot of fun.
So no matter
Because Sir Michael.
hello, Sir Michael.
Hi.
So no matter the experience level, I know it's not easy doing what you do. What is something that like you do in your regimen that helps you move besides just the audience? Helps you like stay young at heart?
You know, again, it aside from the audience, it's hard to put a thumb on it. But I was just saying this Friday when we were out rehearsing, because we rehearse Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, perform Saturday and Sunday. Friday, just being out here with my friends on the horse, a nice breeze. It's beautiful Colorado, so it's a nice job. It's a fun thing to do.
All right, so I know.
Better than being in a cubicle.
Oh, for sure. And I know for the Renaissance Festival itself, it's more of a show. But have you yourself competed in more professional means?
I have actually. We got invited to go and perform at a big jousting competition, and what we did is we did their games, and we swept. We did all their games and won them all. My team did. I have not done actual jousting where we're trying to knock each other off. That has never been a draw for me. Those guys tend to do it to prove how tough they are. I do it for a show for the audience. So.
All right, and I think this is a question I know I have. I don't know how many people else have, but are the horses the festivals or are they yours?
They're mine.
They're your
What
horses?
happens is different Renaissance festivals hire us, my company, Noble Cause Productions, to come in and present the joust. We bring the men, the armor, the horses, the equipment. They provide the festival, the tilt yard for us to perform at, and then the cast, the king and queen, things like that.
All right. Another question I have too is, what is the hardest part about jousting in general? Like whether it be for performance or whether it be for competition? Because I know both are a little different, so if you have different
Right.
answers for either, let me know.
One of the hardest things is just developing that trust with the animal, with the horse, to be able to come out here and do this. I don't know if you noticed, we do an open field joust, whereas opposed to a lot of other companies, they will have a tilt rail down the middle. That's a lot easier. Your horse just has to run along that line. Ours, we have to judge how close to get to each other.
All right. And I don't know exactly how much of an expert you are in the sense, but how accurate do you think it might be to traditional medieval jousting or what may be related in history?
It's actually very close what we do, and sometimes they even had choreographed joust. Joust weren't allowed for too long because knights could get seriously hurt doing it. And the king needed his knights strong in case a war came up. So what we do is very close to the skills and everything else, very close to what they would do.
Yeah, because I know like things with like the Knight's Tale, they kind of like they touch upon it to a point, and I've heard a lot of experts say it's a very accurate film, all
Right.
things considered.
And that is later on. That's what jousting became. That's whenever jousting became the sport. What we're doing is recreating what knights were allowed to do between battles to keep their skills sharp.
Okay, so it's more of a practice arena than it really is most anything, especially
It's
at the
called
Renaissance Festival.
a tilt yard because what the knights are trying to do is tilt, knock each other off. That's why this is called a tilt yard.
Right. And then I don't know if you've done other sports prior, but how difficult would you say it is in comparison to more like modern traditional sports like football, baseball, basketball, etc.?
I would say it's incredibly hard for what we do, because not only are you doing the athletic end of it, of the riding the horse, the sword fighting, you're also performing. You have to remember your lines. You have to be able to connect with the audience. You have to be able to hit your marks and make your animal hit their marks. So I think that is quite a bit more difficult because you're not just relying on your body to do it. Your mind comes into play because you have to remember all your lines, all your blocking, all your choreography.
So, I think since you do have a time limit here, I think this will be the last final question.
Sure.
It's one I've done with other people prior. What is something that you would recommend for someone to start getting into jousting, or even just the Renaissance Festival in general? And you can answer both separately if you'd like.
The Renaissance Festival, the best thing you can do is contact your local festival well before it starts and ask what positions they have. A lot of Renaissance fairs will have a job fair where you can come out and look at different positions you could do. You could come out here and work for somebody in a shop, being a vendor. You could come out here and work in the kitchens, cooking or selling food. You could work at the front gate. You could work doing tickets, different things like that.
Okay. I know that I said that was my final question, but I do have
That's
one more that I was curious about that I just thought of. What is the most difficult part that you'd say, like, between, like, if everything's coalesced into one, minus the acting and jousting, like something that's outside of jousting itself?
I always tell people the hardest part about my job and the best part is the travel. I love getting to, because we start in the middle of January and joust all the way till the middle of December in different states. The hardest part about that is the travel, going from place to place, not being in one place for a very long time. Usually we're there for about 2 months. But then again, the best part is the travel and getting to move around the country and see different people, different areas and things like, and reconnecting with different friends we have in each state.
All right. So I do thank you for your time.
No
thank
problem.
Thank you for everything that you've done just to help keep this alive for everybody else.
Thank you and everyone else for coming out.
So,
This is a performance venue.
So I know Colorado Renaissance Festival is going on in Larkspur until August 6th, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Where's the next place they can find you? Because that's only a month away.
That's right. The next place we go to, and we only have one weekend off, is the Pennsylvania Renaissance Festival in Mount Hope, Pennsylvania, and that runs 11 weekends. It's one of the longest running ones in the country. And we're there all the way from August all the way till the end of October.
Like I said, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you for everything. And I know
Thank
I've grown up watching you and everything, so this is honestly a pleasure.
I'm glad. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming out and talking to me.
And like I said, thank you so much for your time. And my stuff will be up on YouTube if you want to check that out.
I would love to. Thank you so much.
Good people, surrender my strength. I give you the victory.